Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you here today with an article from The Federalist. This is dated June 4th, and it's entitled, Chuck Schumer's Brother Works for a Law Firm Behind Bragg's Get Trump Indictment. So, as if you didn't think there was already corruption behind the Trump verdict in New York, well, I've got some news for you. It just keeps getting worse for the people who are going after Trump, like every single time this happens. And as I'm recording this, it's on a Saturday, June 8th, and the day before, yesterday, there was some hoax, I think it is, that came out that a juror was saying that Trump was going to get convicted, and so they were looking into it to see if, if that was actually going to happen, if Trump's trial could be thrown out. It turns out, I think, that it's going to end up being a hoax. I hope it's not. But, I mean, it's like Trump is basically Teflon Don at this point. And this is just another thing that's like, it's yet another conflict of interest here. And it's like, people, if you can't see that this whole thing is rigged, I don't know what to tell you. So let's just dive right in. It says, the road to Trump's conviction isn't the legal process that all Americans go through, and Schumer knows it. It says, following Donald Trump's conviction in Manhattan last week, Democrat Senator Chuck Schumer proclaimed, the undeniable fact is Donald Trump went through the same legal process that all Americans go through. He was tried according to the facts and the law, and he was found guilty by a jury of his peers. Well, those first two statements are demonstrably false, but okay. Says nothing could be further from the truth, and Schumer knows it because his brother's law firm, branded the Biden-era New York Power Center by Bloomberg, spurred the indictment of the former president. Senator Schumer's brother, Robert Schumer, is a partner in that law firm. Paul, Weiss, Rifkind, Wharton, and Garrison. I've mentioned them on a previous video as well. That firm. So we're not going to call him the whole thing. We're just going to call him Paul Weiss, I guess, going forward, as it says here. This is, as I detailed Monday, and that is the author, not me, that Paul Weiss granted 3 highly paid attorneys leaves of absence to join the Manhattan District Attorney's office in its targeting of Donald Trump. And Alvin Bragg's prosecution of the former president came about only after the intentional leaking of a resignation letter from Mark Pomerantz, one of the Paul Weiss attorneys on loan to the DA. In his resignation letter, Pomerantz criticized Bragg for failing to seek criminal charges against Trump and for indefinitely suspending the investigation into the former president. The letter was soon provided to the New York Times, creating a political firestorm over the news that Bragg did not intend to charge Trump. Pomerantz's ploy worked. Bragg soon publicly claimed the investigation was ongoing and then moved to jumpstart his investigation into Trump by hiring yet another outsider, Matthew Colangelo. And I was just about to say who this guy is, but this next paragraph goes right into it. This Colangelo left Biden's Department of Justice to join Bragg's Get Trump team, having previously been appointed by Biden as acting Associate Attorney General, the third highest ranking official in the DOJ. Following Colangelo's arrival, Bragg indicted Trump, resulting in last week's conviction. And so again, if you can't see that it's all rigged, I don't know what to tell you. It says this road to Trump's conviction isn't even in the same universe as a legal process that all Americans go through. In fact, the Manhattan DA scoring a top criminal defense attorney and former federal prosecutor on leave of absence from Paul Weiss to work solely on the Trump investigation was so out of the ordinary that even the New York Times acknowledged that the hiring of an outsider is a highly unusual move for a prosecutor's office. If you've got the New York Times essentially coming to Trump's defense in that respect, or in like any respect at all, you know you done made a boo-boo. So even more than unusual, though, was Pomerantz's resignation letter that declared, I believe that Donald Trump is guilty of numerous felony violations of the penal law in connection with the preparation and use of his annual statements of financial condition. Accusations soon leaked to the New York Times, which led to a Biden administration lawyer leaving the DOJ to work on a state court prosecution. This is most assuredly not business as usual in the criminal justice system, and that's because it is not. Senator Schumer undoubtedly knows this, and Paul Weiss's connections to the Manhattan DA's prosecution of Donald Trump because his brother is a partner at the firm. And so does Joe Biden, who during a June 2019 fundraiser at Paul Weiss gave a shout-out to Robert Schumer. Uh-oh. Does Paul Weiss's connections to Biden extend much further, though, which is why Bloomberg branded the law from the Biden-era New York Power Center. But now that the Manhattan show trial is over, it is Chuck Schumer's collaboration with his brother that will be interesting to watch because Robert Schumer serves on the New York Senator's Judicial Selection Committee. That committee reportedly helps Senator Schumer screen individuals for federal judgeships and U.S. attorney positions. Is that kind of... Hold on 1 second. Is that like a quid pro quo we're talking here? The show trial's over. Because I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Between the attorneys pushing through the Manhattan prosecution and those assisting special counsel Jack Smith in his 2 criminal cases against Donald Trump, there's likely a long line of attorneys waiting to be put on a short list for Chuck Schumer and President Biden. For others, convicting Trump, it was likely reward enough. Yeah, I mean, again, what I said at the very beginning and just a minute ago is that if you can't see the corruption, I don't know what to tell you. It's all rigged. It always was. And I got nothing else. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Do you think that everything is rigged as well? Or are you one of those people that has their eyes closed and is just like, no, like Chuck Schumer is right that this was, as it says here, or where was it? Basically, yeah, completely fair trial or whatever. Do you agree with that? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.